I'm down to dunk.
And I'm down to dunk.
I'm down to dunk.
This is J-Dub, and I'm down to dunk.
I'm Shai Alexander, and I'm down to dunk.
This is Lindy Waters, and I'm down to dunk.
I'm Mike Muscala, and I'm down to dunk.
This is Jay Will, and I'm down to dunk.
This is Kenneth Williams, and I'm down to dunk.
This is Lou Dort, and I'm down to dunk.
We say this is Lou Dort, and I'm down to Dort.
This is Lou Dort, and I'm down to Dort.
Crackling oat bran?
Have you had Crackling Oat Bran?
No,
No. Okay.
but it's healthy.
Are you a big oat bran guy?
I'm a big Oat Bran guy.
Okay.
I think I would switch it with Fruity Pebbles.
Okay, eat faster. Don't put as much in the bowl.
Do you have a gallon of milk I can also take home?
You don't have milk at home?
One cinnamon toast.
Okay.
Crunch.
Yeah. Cereal is great. Yeah.
Welcome to Down to Dunk. I'm your host, Andrew Schlecht. We're part of the Athletic Podcast Network. With me today, it's Tayshawn.
Do they know it's Christmas time at everybody feed the world. Do they know it's Christmas time at home?
I don't
Again.
recognize your rendition of that song.
Do you know the song?
I recognize part of it.
Yeah, there are parts of it that I recognize too.
The
But
did you know part, I got that.
yeah, Mary, did you know?
And your baby boy.
And Alex Speers, special Fry Pod guest.
Thanks for having me.
Glad you're here, Al.
We're in the Portland Pickles.
I just
Representing.
realized,
Isn't that nice?
wasn't that the guy? Didn't that mascot?
He did like a suggestive tweet
Yeah,
on Twitter,
it was that one.
but it was all planned.
Oh,
They made it seem like it was a big scandal, but it was all planned.
a little
Wow.
pickle trick.
Wow.
Bill in the Pickle knows what he's doing, okay?
Speaking of someone that knows what they're doing, the Thunder have won 3 games in a row.
Woo!
They
I
beat-
feel like that's like 10 teams in the West right now.
No, it's not.
it's not actually.
Oh.
In fact, let's sort by streak. Who has the highest streak in the Western Conference, Taylor?
Wow, my apologies. The Oklahoma City Thunder.
Oklahoma City Thunder, 3 in a row. The next is Utah Jazz at 2 in a row. Now, if we can get to 4 in a row and some of these Eastern Conference teams starts falling off, what if it got to the point where the Thunder had the longest winning streak in the league?
Wow. What if?
What?
The
What
Thunder-
would we do?
Thunder do play the Pelicans tonight in Oklahoma City.
And isn't
Mhm.
someone out?
Zion's
out.
Zion's in health and safety protocols, unless he's out today. But he was just put in health and safety protocols 2 days ago.
Ooh.
So, Judging by my knowledge of illness, seems like he'll still be there tonight.
Hmm.
They also beat the Spurs. Oh, so that's a back-to-back for them.
It is a back-to-back, kind of. It's probably the softest back-to-back in the league.
Why do you say that?
Well, the travel's not that far,
Oh,
and you're
yeah.
playing the Spurs.
Mhm.
So who's out? Brandon Ingram's still out. Larry Nance is out, and then Zion's in health and safety.
Yeah,
That could be a win.
it could. I mean,
That could be a win, brothers. We're at home.
That could
it
work.
could be. I mean, when they beat the Grizzlies, and the whole Jaw stuff was just ridiculous. But when they beat the Grizzlies without all of their guys,
Yeah.
that was shocking. And then I thought they would split with the Blazers, and they were both.
And they probably should. I mean, if they played those games 10 times, it probably ends up like 5-5.
I mean, it was a coin flip at the end of the game for
Yeah.
both games, and the Thunder won both games. I mean, in impressive fashion. The last one, more of a defensive struggle than it was like the offensive shootout of the first game.
Yes.
But
Which has been nice to see because they had dipped their defense.
they're back up to
for a
like
while.
12th right now in defense.
Yeah. Which is awesome because I thought that was going to be like their main identity coming into this season.
It's back.
And it was, and then it went away, and now it's back.
It's back. It's back.
Although for some reason, and I find this really strange. So cleaning glass, they remove all of the garbage time possessions.
Yeah.
Which this team honestly has not had that many garbage time possessions
And Mark Degnault told me earlier this season that he does not believe in garbage time.
So we should send an email to Cleaning the Glass, let them know that.
The Thunder don't have garbage time.
They really don't, though. Like every single game goes to clutch time.
They probably
Yes.
have the fewest amount of garbage time.
But
in the
wait,
league.
then here's my question: how are they just taking off? How is cleaning the glass incorporating garbage time for the Thunder? Then they're not.
Well, they wouldn't.
Well,
So then, what do you need to email them about?
Well,
Just
here's my point. Here's what's so weird. If you go on NBA.com and sort by defensive rating, they're
Mhm.
like 11th or 12th, like Andrew said, in defensive rating. If you go to Cleaning the Glass, they're down to 17th. Which that seems. I mean, I know that the actual difference in defensive rating is pretty small between those positions.
Yeah.
But I still just thought it was strange because that feels like a bigger drop considering, like we said, they don't play a lot of garbage time. They're in all of these games.
Oh, but then the other team, maybe those 5 teams between 12 and 17, they take their garbage time minutes away, and then their
it boosts
defense
them
is
up a
better.
little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even on Basketball Reference, they're 14th.
Get it together, guys. Stats are supposed to be facts.
Get it together.
Yeah, I don't know. Their formula is different. I don't know what it is. I'm just also saying that because I've heard other people say it. I don't actually know that it is,
Mhm.
but I assume that it is because you get a different number.
Right. Well, yeah, it's got to be. Or
Should-
someone's just doing math wrong.
Or maybe so. Who knows?
The other thing, just as long as I'm here, do you know OKC is number 1 in spread differential? You're saying to yourself, what's that? I didn't know either, but it says right here, what was the team's average point differential relative to the Vegas spread?
Oh,
So you could argue that OKC has been overachieving relative to
Yeah.
conventional wisdom.
Yeah.
so we
more
should
than
be
anyone.
hammering OKC every game.
Well, Vegas is going to start getting smart. They're going
No.
to catch up.
They are.
They
They're
always
gonna
catch up.
They always do.
catch up. Yeah. Dort's defense on Dame at the end of that game was ridiculous. It's so difficult. How many games you see Damian Lillard in the clutch just to be able to get a shot off against anybody?
How many games just against us have we seen that?
Yeah.
How many games against Paul George have we
Yeah.
specifically
Well,
seen that?
right.
Last game, like he was awesome in that game.
Yeah.
I mean, he had 28 and he had 6 threes in that game. And it seemed like at the end of that game, it was going to be him or Simons. And if you're a Blazers fan, you're feeling pretty good about that.
Yeah.
That shot he took, like it was ill-advised. Like he had that step back and you could instantly see like he did not step back far enough because Dort's going to be
Dort was right there. Dort like jumped forward and then jumped forward again, just like instantaneous.
Yeah.
And it was perfect defense. He was like way off balance. You could tell that he didn't have like the right angle to get the shot off. You knew
Right.
that it was going to airball. Yeah, that was unbelievable. And then Giddey's rebounding at the end of the game, and that's like what really stuck with me was like the way that Giddey rebounded and Dort's defense was like the way they closed that game, just because they couldn't get any shots to fall either. Yeah, so it was an impressive win. They won, 2 games against the Blazers and 2 different ways. That's pretty impressive for this young team.
I know, and Blazers fans were understandably upset with the free throw disparity, but at the same time, like it was so funny. Now that I'm spending most of my time on the Discord, I'm only seeing like Thunder fan reactions,
Yeah,
and Thunder fans were super mad about like the jump ball at the end where Dame wrapped, he like bear hugged Giddey from the back, and it's like,
Yeah,
how is that a jump ball?
that's
when the
not
guy's
how you
like,
get a jump ball. Yeah,
behind you.
yeah, that's called a foul, actually. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, there's a big disparity, but who goes to the free throw line a ton for the Blazers? Like, who's attacking the rim constantly like the Thunder are? I mean, the Thunder, it's not just Shai that is like constantly attacking. Like J-Dub does it, Dort does it, Giddey does it. I mean, all of those guys are always attacking. I mean, the Thunder are really high up in points in the paint, and the Blazers take a lot of jumpers.
Well, Simons, 9 of his 11 shots were from 3.
Yeah,
Dame, 11 of his 19 shots were from 3.
yeah, exactly.
And those are the 2 guys you would think are going to get calls just because they're smaller guys. They're guards.
Yeah.
I mean, Jeremy Grant probably could have gotten like a couple more free throws because he was like their one guy that seemed to be doing
He's
stuff.
just
around
never
the
been a
basket,
high
but-
volume free throw shooter.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, the most.
But why
he's-
don't the refs just give them more free throws when it's
To even it out.
Yeah. Come on.
Jeremy didn't have as big of an impact on that game, I thought. At least, I don't know. But he
was way better in the first game.
Yeah, he was.
26 and 8 in that first game.
Yeah, he was amazing in that
I think
first
he was
one.
having some emotional.
He was revenging for
Yeah.
something.
He was. Well, there was avenging or
How dare
revenge.
you get my career on the right track?
Yeah, it was just too emotional. I think.
I think he's in a great
Hmm.
spot. Like, I think this is the best version of Jeremy Grant.
Oh, yeah,
he's-
definitely.
in terms of like role and everything.
He was meant to be a Blazer.
Because sometimes, some nights he can be their number 2 guy if they really needed to, but a lot of nights he can just be their number 3.
Oh, yeah.
Dame and Simons.
Yeah, I feel like they're still, and they can continue. What's kind of good for the Blazers, they can continue to build this as long as Dame stays healthy. Like, build this in the offseason. Shaden Sharp, get him more experience, add more players in the offseason, use your mid-level to get
Yeah.
somebody. Like, they can be better.
And they'll get GP2 back, and so they'll probably
Yeah.
And they also, I saw a stat that they have the fewest road games from this point forward in the NBA season.
Oh, wow.
So they'll be fine.
Yeah.
But that, like, if you put yourself in the shoes of a Blazers fan, that was a crushing, like, back-to-back
Mhm.
loss.
Oh, especially when, you look at the schedule. You're
They,
like, all
chalk
right,
that up.
Yep.
WW. Let's go.
2 wins. And then you lose twice in Oklahoma City. Yeah, you're not feeling great. So the Thunder currently sit 2 games out of the play-in right now, which is, I mean, they're going to jump the Warriors. There's just like,
they are, the
like,
Warriors
yeah.
are so bad right
inevitably they're jumping the Warriors because the Warriors just stink without Steph. But they play Memphis on Christmas. I guess maybe there's some games in here that are winnable. They play Charlotte on the 27th. Charlotte's just,
There's winnable games, but all of those are losable with the way they're playing right now.
oh, without a doubt, they could lose to Charlotte. They could lose to, then they play Utah, but then they have Portland, Atlanta. Actually, this is not that difficult of a schedule. Detroit, Orlando. But they could lose all of those games. They need to win 3 of these upcoming games. They need to beat Charlotte. They need to beat Detroit. They need to beat Orlando. And then they need to find a way to win some other game. But I just don't have any hope that they can.
Is there too much parity in the Western Conference right now?
For
like
what?
if you look at, for me,
Well, it sounds like you need to ask yourself that question.
I
We're not
think-
involved
you
in
got to
that.
answer for yourself.
I think it is yes, because the Thunder are what, 6 games out of number 1 seed.
6 games out of the top seed in the West. They're
Yeah.
just one big run away from being the number 1 seed in the West, guys.
Hey, keep that win streak up.
Hey,
But that's what's so funny about the West right now. Like the Thunder at some point could jump up like 4 spots in one night.
Yeah.
Is what it's starting to get to. You know, in 2 weeks, if they win and 3 teams lose, everyone's record's going to be the same.
So their upcoming schedule actually could allow for this. New Orleans tonight with the guys that are out. San Antonio on Tuesday. Charlotte on Thursday.
whoa, this is OKC.
This is Oklahoma
So we're already
City.
at 7 wins
Yep, easily.
easily.
And then then it's Philly, Boston at
Okay.
home,
All right.
Yikes.
and then Orlando, Washington,
Okay.
winnable. Dallas, Miami. Miami's beatable. They beat Miami. No, they didn't beat Miami. They got close to beating Miami.
Dallas is winnable too.
Yeah, Dallas is just kind of, I don't know. They're meh. I mean, the Thunder have already beat them this year in that just ridiculous game, though. Just like the most outlier game ever.
There are so few teams though that you look at on the schedule and you're like, that's an automatic loss.
Mhm.
Like at this point, I would say like the Bucks is probably an automatic loss.
Yeah.
And
The only reason you're not saying Boston right now is because of the last Boston game.
Yeah. I don't think they can be Philly. I think Brooklyn's
Brooklyn's
rolling right now. They play
Yeah.
Brooklyn on January 15th. I
What's
think they can beat them.
Brooklyn's on like a 7-game win streak right now, I think, too.
Brooklyn's played really good
Yeah.
basketball recently.
they have the longest win streak in the league, and Philly is second. Boston, did you know in the last 2 weeks have the worst ranked offense in the league?
Really?
30th.
Yeah, I
What?
did know that.
30th.
Yeah.
How?
All
don't
that shot
know.
making at the beginning of the season where it seemed like every single guy on their roster was shooting like 45% from 3. That's not happening anymore.
Well, because they were.
Yeah.
They were like, they had what we went over it. They had 5 guys in the top
Just
20 in the league shooting from 3, and none of them were Tatum or Brown.
It's been just a wild swing
it
for the-
has.
for the Celtics.
I was looking it up yesterday, and I think in the last 2 weeks they're shooting under 30%
Wow.
from 3.
Wow.
The Thunder.
Wow.
So
Regression to the mean, one of our favorite things to say on NBA Twitter.
that's right. So this is from Puke Jam. OKC has only played 6 games against teams currently out of the playoffs / play-in. We have 18 games to come against these teams, plus 4 versus the Jazz. Who could join this group? Is it still realistic to end up with the 7th or 8th pick in the draft?
I definitely think it's still realistic, but the other side of it is becoming more realistic as well.
Yeah. Also, we just have to know, like the way the Thunder have played this year, they just either are racking up wins or racking up losses.
Yeah.
So like they started the season 3 losses in a row. You're like, all right, we're on track here for Wemby. It's great. And then they win 4 in a row. Clippers, Dallas, Orlando. You're like, oh my gosh, are we in the play-in? And then they lose 4 in a row. Denver, Milwaukee, Detroit, Milwaukee. And you're like, oh man, no, we're back Wemby.
Back on
Let's
Wemby,
go
baby.
Wemby. Back on the Wemby train. Then they beat Toronto and New York. Like, you know what? We might make the play-in. And then they go on this 3-game losing streak. Memphis, New York, Denver. You're like, well, then you're back on Wemby train. And then they win 3 in a row. San Antonio, Minnesota, and Atlanta. And you're like, oh my gosh.
What have we done? What if we're going to be in the play-in?
This is beautiful. I actually like this team. Is this our team? I like this team.
All we need
I
is
think I
Chet.
can root for this team long term. I think this is our team. And then we lose 5 in a row.
And that was right before this recent.
Yes. Memphis, Cleveland, Dallas, Miami, Minnesota. You're like, you know what? I'm finally giving it up. I think that I can root for a team like this, but I need one more guy. And then they win 3 in a row, and you're like, you know what? I think they're making the play-in.
And if that turns into 7 in a row, as we talked about, like, what if these win-loss streaks start just getting longer and longer? Like after this, they'll lose 10 in a row, but then they'll,
Then they have like
15.
a 12.
Yeah. So, anyways, my guess is they're not either one of the things that we believe at the end of either of these streaks.
Mm-hmm.
They're somewhere in the middle, which is about the 8th pick in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I think that they'll end up. We're feeling really good right now. You beat the Blazers twice. You beat Memphis. You're feeling good.
Feeling great.
But we just don't know. I mean, some of their losses too have come against bad teams. So like predicting what games they're going to win based on the schedule, I think is not a smart endeavor because they've lost to Detroit. They've lost to Houston
convincingly.
Yeah, like embarrassingly. Like I don't want to be online embarrassingly.
That was actually the worst game of the season because of the online, like Houston fans after that game.
It's the same last season too.
Yeah, it was.
It's
a
exactly yearly tradition.
So I don't know. And then they win games like against Memphis, and so I don't know what they're going to do. I just think that they're going to end up somewhere in between, just because they are like having these streaks here and there, and there will be injuries that will happen. Guys will miss time, but I still think they're going to end up somewhere around there, and we'll likely pick around there, or maybe they'll get lucky. I don't know.
So they're 14-18 right now. So they've played 32 games. How wild is it that 22 of their 32 games have ended in clutch time?
Wow.
That is insane.
22 of their 32, and they are 10-12 in those games.
Yeah.
So in close games, they're basically playing like a 500 team. Most clutch minutes in the league. We finally surpassed Miami and Charlotte. Most, they don't have the most clutch points. They're second in clutch points. Oh, we're getting cinnamon rolls delivered to us. Thank you
so much.
Thank you for letting me know.
What did he say?
He pointed to the end of the fork and said, I touched that part. The part that goes in my mouth. He wanted to let me know that he touched that part.
Well, at least you know.
At least I know. I can actually see where it was touched. So I can probably just clean that off.
Oh my gosh.
Sure, it's clean off bacteria.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it works. Yeah. Yeah, it is. The season they've had is pretty crazy so far, and it's been really fun because they're in clutch time. Like the games have been entertaining. Like the whole season's been extremely entertaining, and that's what you hope for. If you can pick in the lottery again, at least just play competitive games.
Yeah.
At least just play a fun brand of basketball, and then the Thunder have a star in Shai. I mean, I think I was on a podcast with Sam Vecini last season,
I'm sorry.
What is it?
There's a cinnamon dough.
Oh, those are extra gooey.
Dude. Sorry. I was very distracted. I was watching how Alex is going to eat it.
Anyways, Sam Vecini was talking about how last season he thought Shai was going to be a top 15 guy.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a little generous. I thought maybe he's top 20, maybe top 25 is where I thought he would be. And, I think that maybe even Oklahoma City, people fans of the team probably don't rate him as highly as like some national, outlets at this point.
Well, some of these rankings that have been coming out that people are doing, like I think the Ringer just did a straight ranking.
Yeah.
And then Simmons did his trade value ranking. It's rare to like hear national opinions like that and almost feel like, whoa, you guys are really into this. Like maybe I need to like adjust because they're like so closely aligned with how the Thunder fan base would feel.
I know.
I mean, you look at some of those rankings, like the Ringer one, and like he's perfectly placed for how I would put him there.
He's
and
like well above Donovan Mitchell. He's like well above like a lot of players that you're like, oh, okay, so we can talk openly about this.
Yeah,
it feels kind of how
weird,
it feels
though, that they're at the same point that we're at. Like I'm just looking at their. So this is just a straight player ranking.
Yeah,
and it's loading. It was going to work better. Okay, so they have him at 12.
Yeah,
Paul George at 13th.
Yeah, which is
I
poetic. Poetic.
Like Devin Booker at 11. Yeah, I totally get it. John Moran at 10. LeBron at 9. Fine, if you really want to. Anthony Davis at 8. Okay, so the Lakers have 2 top 9 players.
Yes,
but
of
are
course.
massively under 500. Yeah, can't tell. But then like Embiid, Tatum, Durant, Doncic, Jokic, Curry, Giannis.
Yeah.
Yeah, all that makes sense. The fact that he's really just on the outside of that group, and that's the Ringer. Like there's no. Well, I guess Tyler Parker's there, but I was going to say there's no like
TP didn't do anything for that.
Okay, so there's no like Thunder people that are boosting Shai up.
No. Tyler did the league pass rankings of players.
Okay,
but he was not a part of that.
Yeah, the some of the stuff coming out about Shai nationally has just surprised me because there's like nothing to argue about.
Mm-hmm.
From my perspective, it's like, wow, yeah, I think you guys nailed it.
You guys did such a good job.
But I think you can look at his stats and be like, okay, that's a really good player. And then you can look at games and how many game winners does he have this year?
Yeah.
How many games does he have these huge scoring streaks in the third and fourth quarters and stuff like that? It's like it's almost set up so perfectly for the national media to be like, dang, okay, well, Shai is that.
And because
that
when
guy.
you look at the standings, it's not like they're way down there,
right?
9 or 10
they're only
wins.
6 games out of the number 1 seed.
That's right. Coming for the number 1 spot. Denver, watch out.
Watch out, Nuggets. Yeah.
Watch your Nuggets.
It is pretty impressive what they've been able to do. And just having that one player, it makes you feel so much more confident in the overall rebuild and where like their trajectory. Because it's always just been a question, like, do the Thunder have a number 1 guy? Is that going to be Chet? Is it going to be who's it going to be? Can Shai actually carry this team? And I think Shai's proving that. And Shai's not even like he's still in his like pre-prime age.
Yeah.
So, I think he's going to get better. I mean, he has literally gotten better every single year since he was like 15 years old. Like continues to like. No one thought he would be where he was at Kentucky. Like people didn't think that he would get to Kentucky. And then he gets there and I think he was like the 6th or 7th, like in like recruiting rank in his class on that team. And then he outperforms all of them, but still doesn't get drafted as high as a bunch of his teammates. And then he's outperformed all of them.
Mm-hmm.
And then you think like, oh man, this is really cool. And he continues to just add things and add things. I mean, I don't know that I would have ever predicted that he'd average more than 30 points in a game, 30 points per game in a season.
No, no.
I mean, if you would have been like the biggest homer ever if when they traded for him, you're like, Shai's the new star.
promise you in a few years, he's going to be ranked top 12 in the league. He's going to be averaging over 30 points per game. This is the guy. He's going to transition us from Russ to Shai. It's going to be so cool. You know, you'd have been like, man, you are losing your mind.
Yeah. He didn't really have the offensive game that, like, you'd have to really do some mental gymnastics to get yourself to even think that way about him in a couple of years.
Well, because 2 years
Yeah.
ago, we were thinking like, oh, he's going to be like a really good 3-point shooter. He's going to be over a 40%, 3-point shooter. He's only taking 5 this year. This is 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Like when he bumps that up to like 8 or 10 per game, like that's going to be his game. That it was not the case.
Yeah.
No.
That has not turned out to be.
No.
all.
Yeah.
His free throw attempts, I mean, that's where the like huge jumps
Oh my
are
goodness.
happening.
Yeah. That's where you know you have a star. Like that's what Kevin did here all the time. Was
Yeah.
like you look up and you're like, how does Kevin have 27 already? Like, how did that happen? Well, he's been at the free throw line, 12 times already.
And he makes his easy jumpers and easy layups and easy moves to the basket,
Yeah.
Like there's all these guys. Russ kind of had that thing where you would think it was almost the opposite. You'd think, man, Russ is doing a lot out there. He might have 28 right now or something. But
Yeah.
it's like he'll have a 5 for 18 game. And you're like, he missed 13 shots.
Right.
I didn't even like realize he missed that many shots. And Shai's the opposite.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I think Trey is the opposite too, Trey Mann. Especially at
Yeah,
the beginning of the season.
Definitely.
Like I'd look at the box score and he'd have like 6 points on 10 shots. And I'd be like,
Yeah.
man, I thought he would have had like 17 points.
Yeah.
So everything looks so good.
Well, we should mention that it did look that way down at the Blue.
Hey,
35 points, 7 for 10 from 3.
pretty impressive.
I did not think Trey Mann after last year. I did not think this is a player that probably needs to go back to the
Some
Blue
G
again
League
next
time.
year.
I know. Yeah. At Me Love Thundamo says, what does Trey Mann's showing in the G League tell us? Can I have hope? Yeah, you can always have hope, Me Love Thundamo.
You can choose that for yourself.
It's up to you.
Yeah.
It's up to you, my brother.
Of course, we don't know what goes on because we were talking about, is this a back issue? Is this just a confidence issue? If it's a confidence issue, like you have to feel amazing about that game because, like, what better confidence boost?
He said it's like a G League showcase record.
Oh, did he really?
Last night. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, he's played really well. And I think I said this on Monday or Wednesday. Like, if you're going to go to the G League as a scorer like this, you better score 30 a game.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah, that type of player.
the talent disparity between the G League and the NBA is vast. Like it's a gulf between the G League and the NBA. And if you're an NBA player, you have to dominate those games. Like you are so much better. If you are actually an NBA player, you have to put on points like that, like he did. So I'm glad he did. I'm impressed. Yes, you can have hope. I don't know how it translates back to this team. I think that he just needed to catch
sophomore slump.
Yeah. Or maybe Trey is just like, I don't know. He doesn't have, I mean, not every player the Thunder draft and develop is going to be good. And so like Trey may not be a good NBA player. I don't know. Or maybe this helps him catch a rhythm. I'm not sure which one it is, but
It definitely wasn't negative.
no.
It's been good so far.
Yeah, that's why it was so concerning when Poku was so bad in the G
Yeah.
League last year.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't even realize that they played last night. So his
Yeah.
numbers last night: 40 points on 13 of 26 shooting, 6 threes, 4 rebounds, 3 assists.
The thing that I love most about that stat line is the 26 shots.
Yeah.
That he's willing to take the ball and say, no, like, I'm taking all these shots. Because there's a lot of guys on the Blue that want shots. Like there's a lot of bucket getters on the Blue. And so for him to show up and say like, no, like I'm taking 26 shots tonight. Like that to me is the one. Because he could have gone like 15 of 16 or something like that. And like 16 shots, man, like that's kind of a normal amount of shots.
Yeah.
Like you need to go show like that's the way you show dominance. It's like I'm going to take a giant chunk of these shots tonight. So yeah.
So I wonder. So he'll be back after the Vegas showcase.
I guess so. I'm not
Okay.
sure. I'm not sure what the plan is.
No, he didn't win last night, so you got to get 40 and the dub. If you wanna
They could
come
lose
back.
by 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you should lose a little bit of hope.
It
from
looks like
that,
they lost to Terry Taylor.
of course.
Okay, let's go to.
You don't want to do a deep dive on this G League game, Andrew?
No, I think I'm good. Let's go to Tayshawn's factoid victory.
Tayshawn's factoid victory. Tayshawn's factoid victory.
Hello, I'm Tayshawn. This is my victory degree. Today we have a game. It's called Namagram. I don't know, something like that. Anagram and nicknames.
Strong start.
Okay. So do you know how anagrams work? It's like when you have letters and they're mixed up and then you try to figure it out.
Okay.
Figure out what the word is.
Okay.
I would suggest that you pull out your phones and then put the letters down while I say them because it's easier to see that.
Okay.
Okay. Tell me when you're ready. We'll start off with, oh, by the way, there's one more thing. So these names are, normal nicknames that everyone uses, but also maybe some nicknames that are just from DTD canon.
Okay.
Nicknames.
Nicknames, but not necessarily player nicknames.
No, they're player nicknames.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
These are current Thunder players this year.
Okay. Thank
Okay.
you.
So let's practice. UL. Lou. Got it. Right.
1 point for me.
Okay. So that was a practice point. Doesn't count.
Okay. Well,
You ready to go?
all right.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go. TUOP.
That's all.
Yep.
Poku.
Potu. You got it. See? So Potu is just from DTD lore.
Not even lore, is it?
Yeah, it's canon. Potu.
Potu is just Jay misspelling Poku, right? In our group chat.
No, it's from a Friday podcast.
Oh, okay. I didn't
maybe you
listen
should
to that
listen.
one.
Maybe you should listen to that.
Yeah, you should check it out.
Okay.
Report.
MIH.
Ham.
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 I almost went with himmy there.
Ham. I'd love if the him thing turns into ham.
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 I am ham.
I am ham.
I am ham. Ready?
Yes.
UDJB.
J-Dub.
Got it.
J-Dub.
Didn't get it.
I got close.
DYDEI.
A dyed egg.
Got it.
Giddy.
Giddy. That one is just a last name because he doesn't really have a nickname. He's just Giddy.
I mean, people have tried.
Yeah.
'Cause
Tried to no
There's the
avail.
Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, they just
See.
don't stick.
What if I did
But then-
that one?
He just has a good name.
Hasn't people called Usman the Wizard of Oos? Or has people been doing that?
Wizard of Ooze?
Wizard of
The
Ooze?
Secret of the Ooze?
Ooh, that's a good
Ooh,
one.
Yeah. Ooh,
That's a long one.
Getting oozed.
Let's go Secret of the Ooze.
That's a very strange one, too. Okay. MSOEO.
Moses.
Got it.
Is
Moses.
that for Moses Brown?
Moses Brown?
No. Guys, look at your word.
Well,
Keep going. He's a player. I'll give you hints. He's a player. He gets loose.
Moose.
Got it.
oh,
The moose is loose.
man, that was a tough one.
Yeah, well, get ready for this one.
Okay.
I'll try to put them together here. RESCHT
Schlecht. Oh, wait.
GIL. That should give you a hint right there.
Gilchrist.
Gilchrist.
Oh.
Got it. We had 2 for Shai on this one,
Gilchrist.
but I had to put. I wanted to originally do Himmy Gilchrist.
yeah.
Like that's that's
Could've
gonna
done
be
Jimmy
awful.
Carter.
Himmy Carter. That's true. Ready?
Yes.
I don't know what the score is. I think you're tied.
Oh, wow. Is this the final one?
No.
No.
Feels about
Feels about time for the final one.
It was about time for this to be over.
Hey, listeners at home, let me know how you did on this. How many you got? Put it in the Discord. Okay, ready? G-I-W.
Wiggins. Wiggs.
Wigs, yes.
Hmm.
I was going to go with Z. I went with Z. I don't know how
Yeah, you can
people...
do it either way.
Wigs. Okay, here it is. This last one is worth 80 points.
Okay.
So,
Wow.
yep.
How much have the other ones been worth?
One, but this one is really good.
Okay.
R-Y-E.
Stein. Y.
Wait, what?
E.
Stein.
I was thinking R.L. Stein.
Oh, right. Yeah.
R-
I did
R-
almost go with a Goosebumps themed nicknameagram today.
R-R-Y.
R-R-Y-E-J.
J-R-E. Jerry.
Jerry, you got congratulations, Al.
Wow.
Big Al with the big win.
Wow.
80 points on Jerry.
Take John's factoid figure in victory. Take John's factoid figure in victory.
We're going to take a quick break. After that, we're going to do some Twitter questions.
More anagrams.
More letter guessing right after this. And we're back after that quick break, and it's time for some Twitter questions.
Twitter questions. You've got questions and you ask them on Twitter. Now we answer them for you. This is Twitter questions. Now let's get down to it.
Our first Twitter question comes from Dort Boy.
Dort boy, he loves Lou and not as much as you,
Dort-
more than you.
Dort Boy.
Oh, Dort boy, Dort boy.
Dort
Player
Boy.
of year?
Dort
what does
Boy.
that stand for?
Defensive Player of the Year.
Oh,
is
it's
what.
Dort D boy.
No, but that's not what it says here.
He's using the D from the Dort as the.
Nope. What would be what would be your Christmas gifts to Thunder players this year? I would give Shai a neck massager for carrying the team.
Oh,
this year.
massager. I thought it was just going to be neck massage.
I give him a neck massage. I think that would be fun to do. No, okay. Any gifts?
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Huh. Gifts.
Is that working? Is
No.
that inspiring some ideas? Oh man, who can I give speed to?
Are we giving
The
those kind of
drug.
gifts?
Drugs, yeah.
I give Trey Man just a good dose of confidence. What would give somebody confidence? I don't know that playing good against bad players in the G League is definitely there, but
I mean, you could give him some self-help. You can give him good to great.
I'll give him good to great.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah, you know what?
That's a good idea.
That's a really good one because we want him. We don't want him to just be an NBA role player. We want him to be a great one.
Yeah, let's go good to great. I'm gonna give him a book, maybe a book on tape.
I think we've given a lot of players from good to great the book
Have we?
over the years.
So
yeah,
for
I
some
feel
reason
like
we
it's
talked about
come
that
up
book a lot.
Yeah,
We've done some real ads for good
for
to
like
great
12 years. We've
Yeah.
talked about that book.
Yeah, we have. Yeah.
I'd give Chet a subscription to Board Game Arena,
Oh yeah. Okay.
which I am a member of, because he's probably got a lot of free time
Yep.
and he doesn't get to play.
It's true.
So he could get on there and play some games with me. I'm playing a lot of Railroad Inc.
Oh.
Put some heavy hours into that. He could join me there. That'd
Wow.
be a blast.
Wow.
Hmm.
Wow. I would give. Remember that low light video of Dort's shots that I made
Oh
a few weeks ago? I give that to Dort for Christmas.
Wait, what? I thought you were going to turn this around and say I'm going to make him a highlights video.
No, just to let him know. Like sometimes these are the shots you take, my brother.
Hey,
Merry,
we're all watching you.
Merry Christmas.
Here's a dose of truth, brother.
He just had such a good game.
He did.
You're going to bring him back down, Andrew.
No,
No, I
just humble him, keep him,
No,
keep him striving.
I just want the best for the team.
In fact, you look at that last game, 5 of 11 shooting, 2 of 6 from 3. That means that he went 3 of 5 inside the arc, which is good.
That's good.
That's great.
Which is good.
I'd give Shai a tiger.
Okay.
I think he's really into fashion. For some reason, my mind puts like this very fashionable person having a pet tiger.
A white
and, like,
tiger?
It doesn't necessarily. Sure, it could be, but like I just see him taking these GQ photos with his pet tiger.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool that he won that GQ
Yeah.
style guy of the year, whatever the title of it was.
That's a real thing. That's kind of wild.
That's cool.
It's very cool.
Who's up for that? Like, what other kind of people are
Well,
up for
in the
that?
final was him and ASAP Rocky, and ASAP Rocky like has become like a big like fashion icon.
Yeah.
He doesn't put out as much music anymore. And so when I saw the final, I was like, oh, I guess ASAP's gonna win.
So would like the average person that would read GQ know who Shai is?
Now they do.
But
I guess they would now.
But before this,
I don't
like
know,
if they
he's-
saw a picture of Shai
yeah,
wearing clothes that were cool, would they be like, "Oh yeah, that's the point guard for the Oklahoma City Thunder, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander"? Would they know that?
I don't know.
No, it's so much easier for NBA players to become like a more recognized celebrity than the other sports. I think like baseball players, no baseball player
Yeah.
would ever make that. Even football players,
Yeah, but they're
I think
not
it's
stylish
hard.
though. They're not stylish. Baseball players.
They might be, but you would never know because
Disagree.
you don't see that. No one knows what baseball players look like. We don't even know if they really have faces.
I will say also with basketball is one of the rare sports where you can actually like be a little like you can show some of your creativity just in what you wear because you
Yeah.
can like do accessories and stuff. Whereas like
Yeah.
football players, they're super strict about you have to wear the exact
Yeah.
same thing. And when they have like nice like fancy shoes, they like find them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And the same thing in baseball. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, it is like the best sport if you're interested in fashion as well.
I think that's true. Wow.
Don't remember what we were talking about.
Gifts.
Gifts.
Mm.
I mean, honestly, money's kind of tight.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to come up with gift ideas for some of these guys. I would be more interested in what they might be willing to get for us. You know,
Right. Their money's
They've
not
got
that tight.
access.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do feel like I should get Poku something.
I know.
Because he's been such a big part of our podcast over these last couple years.
Yeah. Maybe a plaque, a Potu plaque.
Maybe we could start doing like a player of the year for Down to Dunk.
Mm-hmm.
Turn it into a plaque and award it to one of the guys on the team.
That would be cool.
That would actually be very funny.
Yeah.
That means that I have to take it to them.
Yes.
Yes, of course.
That would be so great. What if we actually did that, Andrew?
Could we really do that actually? Because now I'm really liking
I
this
guess we
idea.
could.
Would you rather a trophy or a plaque? We could do like a small trophy.
I could place it in their locker.
I like plaques. I think plaques are a little classier than trophies.
And what if it was a microphone but a basketball?
Oh,
at the top?
now we're getting
Okay.
getting somewhere.
Wow.
We'll talk to True Dust. Have him draw it up.
Yeah.
Why don't we have the microphone foam covers that are basketballs? We should get
Yeah,
those.
For
we should get
us?
those too.
Yeah. I give Poku some makeup to put over his eye because it's looking pretty nasty.
It's looking gnarly.
yeah.
I saw.
I think it
a,
looks cool. He needs that actually. He needs more injuries on his face. I
He
think
did
it
dunk.
boosts
He
his-
did have a dunk this week he dunked harder than I've ever seen him dunk.
We were
that was
talking
cool.
about him. He when he got the black eye. If he ever like really had trouble with that eye and he got an eye patch, how much cooler that would make him look.
Yeah. Potu the pirate.
Potu the pirate. That's right.
That's cool.
Oh man.
Yeah, I was just on dunks real quick. So that J-Dub dunk down the lane in the Portland game, and he just has these dunks now too.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like, man, I forgot that we have not had a player that just dunks like this regularly in games
Yeah.
in what a long time, right? Like what, Russ PG era? Like
Yeah.
who's just driving down the lane and dunking? Who's the last guy that was just doing that?
Westbrook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's awesome. I love it. It's so much more exciting to have a player like that.
Uh-huh.
Do you feel this way? Because maybe I was just like totally off. But in the pre-draft process, I didn't feel like people were talking about J-Dub for his like vertical. Pop.
He didn't dunk in college like hardly ever.
But his like combine measurements did suggest that there was like a lot there, which I had forgotten. Someone in
Yeah.
the Discord brought it up to me,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like, actually, he did like this on his like vertical and everything.
Yeah, he. I mean, I talked to him at Summer League. He was like, I don't know. I don't know why I'm dunking a lot now. You know, it's like, okay.
It's just, I guess it's just different style. The way the game moves in the NBA is different than college. And he was like he was the main guy on Santa Clara, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, Santa Clara hadn't had a guy drafted since
Since
Steve
Nash?
Nash in the lottery, or in the first round. So yeah,
it's cool.
It's
I'm
pretty
glad.
cool.
I'm glad he's a dunker.
it's pretty cool. All right, next question comes from at Axel Wicker. What would Shai average again on the OKC Blue? 50.
He could.
Hopefully, some wins.
He'd probably get bored, honestly.
He would
playing for
have
the-
to.
playing for the Blue.
But yeah, if Trey Mann, I mean, Trey Mann's averaging now 37 and a half
Mhm.
Yeah.
through 2 games. So yeah, I think Shai legitimately could average 50.
Yeah. Let's see. From at Walsh_Locky, is Poku the biggest winner from Chet being out all year? And how much do you think it has affected his development?
Well, early in the season, I would say that the biggest winner was Bays, because knowing now what the team has done with Bays, where he's getting like spot minutes here and
He
there.
got DMP'd
Yeah,
in that game. He was available to play.
early in the season, it felt like, oh, this is really good for Bays because Chet being out opens some front court minutes. Bays needs those minutes, and this is how he is going to get them. If Chet was here, it feels like Bays might have not played this season.
Yeah.
Like if Chet is really playing, even if it's like 28 minutes per game,
Mm-hmm.
where is Bays getting any minutes? But
He's not.
now I can't really say that anymore because he's getting, like you said, getting DMPs.
Yeah. Got DMPs with JRE injured.
Yeah. And the team won. And
Yeah.
their defense was good.
Yeah.
So I
would like
Poku.
to gift Baisley a new team.
I think that would be nice.
Yeah.
A plaque that says "Good luck on your next team."
Just now. Just give it to him now.
Yeah. If he's getting DMPs with Jerry out, it's over.
Yeah.
It feels over.
Yeah. Well, what's weird though is like he started before he got sick. He started and played really well and played like 31 minutes.
Yeah.
It's just weird.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything, and I've said this a lot, but like everything about the way that Baisley season has gone has been weird.
It can't just be. To me, my opinion is, it's not just basketball related stuff. It's got to be like some personality or some kind of character or something issues. That's just that's my opinion. I'm making assumptions.
Yeah.
I know nothing.
Yeah. I don't know.
I also think it's a factor of he's one of the players who's been here the longest. So like they've seen more tape on him than anyone else.
Yeah.
And if they had been impressed with that tape, as they were obviously with Lou Dort, like he would be getting
Exactly.
minutes right now.
Yeah.
Exactly. At Whiskey Isa Devil wants to know, of the old Christmas jerseys, which one was your favorite Thunder one? So
Okay.
I've got a few. There's some really bad ones. So if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, you can subscribe, and you can watch us look at these horrific jerseys. But just taking a look back at the sleeves,
The sleeve era with the V-neck.
Okay,
looks like pajamas.
bigger question, leaving aside this particular jersey, do you guys miss when they used to do like all the teams wear the same type of like a specialty Christmas jerseys?
Yeah,
There's some cool ones. We'll show some cool
I
ones
like
here in a
that.
Because they
minute.
don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
they don't.
Nike doesn't do it.
Wait,
Yeah.
they haven't done it at all?
No, they have not.
It's been like a couple of years.
I guess I haven't noticed that.
But yeah, those were terrible.
These were so bad, and they are aging just worse every single day. One, it's just like the fact that they're just featuring the Thunder logo
Ugh.
is not good.
Also,
Don't do that. Don't do that.
at his peak, like Russ made literally anything look cool.
Yeah.
He could wear anything and it would look cool. Looking at that now,
Yeah.
that's like they finally found his kryptonite.
Except for this thing, and then they wore
Nick Collison looks even worse in it.
Nick Collison looks hilarious in it.
It looks more fitting though. They look like YMCA men's soccer league shirts.
Yeah, they do, or volleyball.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can see
yeah.
volleyball.
Yeah, this looks like I play volleyball a lot.
Well, and you're just looking at Nick Collison wearing it too, and that's a very volleyball looking bro.
He's a volleyball guy. Yeah. They also had these, which are
Still hideous.
sleeved blues with these.
Those look like magic.
Yeah, I was gonna say Orlando Magic colorway.
Really, really bad. But these are probably my favorite.
They were great.
Yes, that was a great year because all the jerseys looked like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's like cursive says just Thunder across it, dark blue. Like these are my favorite.
And I like that
Yeah.
because the script makes you think of Christmas, but it's not like overtly Christmas. Like you could wear
Right.
that any time of the year.
the way the T is like all swirly.
Yeah.
Seems like North Pole-y.
They
Very
knocked
North
it
Pole.
out of the park with those Christmas designs that year.
Yeah. Those were really good.
I
But
wish they still did those.
Yeah,
yeah.
Christmas jerseys.
Yeah, I do too.
they're nice.
But this
They're so nice.
this had to go. I can't believe they even tried it. You know, they tried it. for
Wasn't
2
their
seasons.
idea just that it would sell like that?
that
yeah.
men would buy more.
that
of them.
fans would wear them?
Yeah. Because admittedly, I don't love wearing normal basketball jerseys.
Yeah.
You have to like go through a lot
Yeah.
to figure out how to wear one.
Yeah. They abandoned ship after 2 years. They're like, yep, nope, this is
I mean,
not working.
If you look, it kind of makes sense, right? Because look at you're really into soccer, football,
Yeah, those are perfect.
right?
Soccer
I feel
shirts
like
are
they
awesome.
tried to make a soccer shirt.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they basically, yeah.
You know, and people wear those. They're your favorite club's uni all the time.
Yeah,
Do
I
you
wear
call
the
them
full
unis?
kit. I wear the full kit with the shorts and the high socks.
I mean, you could.
You could.
But Adidas is probably thinking that, right? Because they make so much money on football stuff.
Yeah,
So
they
like,
do.
how can we do this for basketball? It
I,
just
I
doesn't
do.
work.
I do miss. I wonder why Nike got rid of that idea. I mean, it's clearly not that they're unwilling to make gobs of new jerseys because they
Right.
do every single year.
Yeah.
Why not do it? Why not do a Christmas jersey every year? I would love that.
I don't know. I think they should. I think they should do it again. Maybe they just don't have enough money to pay all these guys because they're paying them to make new jerseys for all 30 teams every single
Yeah.
year. They're like, you don't have it in the budget.
They could get
Yeah.
rid of some of because now we have city jerseys, statement jerseys, and then earned jerseys
Yeah.
in addition to home and away.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. Maybe it's too much. Maybe it's too much to do the Christmas Day jerseys.
Yeah, maybe Nike doesn't have enough money.
I think that's the
GoFundMe?
issue. Yeah, let's start a GoFundMe for the
for Nike.
for Nike, the brand, for
the Nike Corporation.
so they can do Christmas Day jerseys that may or may not be cool, and we may or may not be making fun of them years later. Let's do that.
I think what Nike could do is learn from Adidas' mistake from the t-shirt jerseys and do 3/4 length sleeve jerseys because those would
Well, like
really
baseball
sell.
tees.
Yeah, I think those would really sell, and they'd look great on the court.
And do the font from the Massimo
Uh.
Sight for Sore Eyes. Remember those shirts?
yeah,
Yes, Andrew knows. what I'm
I
talking
do
about.
Yes.
not. I don't.
That's because you're too young.
you are too young. Yeah,
Ah.
Cypher, just thunder, but just hard to read.
Very hard to read, except when you're far away.
Yeah,
Then you can read it perfectly.
I'm only 8 years old.
Andrew, on the way up here, I found out that Taylor was not in the grade below us, which I thought this entire time.
Oh, really? Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
He didn't even enter high school until after he
He was in
graduated.
I'm the
Ethan
kid.
and Chad's grade.
He is the kid. That's why
I'm
he's
the kid
I thought it was just they called you that just because
because I act like a kid.
yeah, you're just dumb as hell.
It's just dumb as hell kid.
At Ryan Winkle 7. Top 5 power rankings of Christmas movies. Top 5 power rankings. Top 5 power rankings. Top 5 power rankings. Down to Dunk Podcast. Top 5 power rankings. Top 5 power rankings of Christmas movies. You guys got any favorite Christmas movies?
Muppet Christmas Carol
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
is definitely up there. I
Okay.
was talking about it just last night.
Yeah.
I really like Scrooged,
Okay. Yeah.
featuring
That's good.
Bill Murray.
That's
Yeah.
a great one.
And I mean, A Christmas Vacation, of course,
That's
is
very
going to be in
good.
the top 5.
Yeah. Elf.
Elf is solid.
You know
It's
what?
a good kids.
I'm kind of growing out of Elf. I'm a big Will Ferrell guy.
What don't you like about Elf?
That's probably because you're literally growing out of Elf. You're.
I'm finally aging out of Elf.
I'm finally
the
not
kid
a child.
is the kid is growing
So
up.
the thing I don't like about Elf is like the forced storyline at the end.
Yeah. It's
they had to build it in somewhere, but the movie unravels quickly.
mm-hmm.
At the end when it's like, well, we got to find some way to land this plane.
Yeah, we gotta wrap this up, guys.
The first
all the funny parts
three-
are done. There's
the first
no room.
the first like 3/4 of the movie is amazing. It's so good. It's so funny. Like it still holds up. It's still very, very good. But then you get to the end and it's like suddenly like the park rangers are like the enemy of Santa. And it's like, what?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, what are we doing here?
Home Alone 2.
Home Alone and Home Alone 2 have to be way up there, right?
Yeah.
Or have you grown out of Home Alone?
I think I'm starting to grow out of Home Alone.
Jeez, you only watch like serious Christmas
You know what I'm
movies now?
growing into though?
What are
You
you
only
growing
watch
into?
It's a Wonderful Life.
Polar Express.
You like Polar Express?
really?
I've never really watched it all the way. My
not bad.
daughter loves it,
Yeah, it's not bad.
so now I'm watching it. The animation is creepy to me. Like
Yeah.
it just looks weird.
Yeah,
doesn't
it
look
was.
right.
There was this era where they thought we could just make real looking humans instead of doing actors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a video game.
Yes, it very much looks like
Like
a video
PS2
game.
video game.
Damn. But you like it, you said.
Yeah, I like it. Tom Hanks voiced like over 30 voices for 30 characters in that movie.
Really?
Yeah.
You know,
almost all of the voices are
Tom Hanks did the animation for it too.
Ah, that makes sense.
He made this on his home PC.
Oh, now I get it.
Yeah.
Now I get it.
Yeah, that's how it happened.
So you're saying that was his Nutty Professor?
Yeah.
That was Tom Hanks's Nutty Professor.
Yes, it's a masterpiece.
Wow.
Hercules.
Nutty Professor. He tried to do the costumes. He tried to dress up as a kid, and when it didn't work out, that's where he went to his PC.
Yeah.
We should give a shout out for Nightmare Before Christmas because I think Luke really likes that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys like that movie?
Eyes Wide Shut?
No.
Eyes Wide Shut.
Yeah, great Christmas movie.
What in the world?
Wait, was that?
Yes. I don't know why it was on there. Is it like during Christmas time or something? Christmas with the Cranks, #1.
You like Cranks? You're into Cranks?
Oh, yes. What's the one with Arnold? Turbo Time.
Deck the Halls?
No.
Jingle All the Way.
Jingle All the
Jingle All the
Way.
Way.
Classic.
Yeah.
Man,
Anyways,
there's a lot of good movies out there.
there's a lot of good Christmas movies.
Who would have known?
Who would have known?
You guys watch Disney's Noel?
No.
That's pretty good.
L.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Catch this L.
Catch this out.
Oh,
Okay. Are you guys miffed and are you peeved?
Miffed and peeved.
Are you miffed? Are you peeved? So cold. It's just so cold.
It is. I was super miffed last night because me and Andrew and some of our high school friends every year get together at my mother's apartment.
Yeah.
Grow up, guys.
No.
Never.
And you have to do the call box to get called in. And my mom refused to pick up her phone, even though she was telling me that she was paying attention.
She was
wasn't.
trying to. The way that Dane and I found your mom's apartment was we could hear her yelling, Alex, into her phone. And so we just followed the sound of your mom's
We were
voice.
legitimately standing outside last night in that cold for 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Holding a bunch of stuff, waiting to get buzzed in, and could not get
What's
buzzed
funny is I was trying to find you, but couldn't find you,
And you got in
and then
quicker.
found a way in quicker. And we got up to your mom's apartment, and you were still outside.
I was cursing so much because then I dialed the wrong number the second time and it went to a random guy's phone and he wouldn't hang up. He just kept going, hello, who's there? And I was screaming at him into the call box, but he couldn't hear me.
Hang up so I can call my mom. Please.
It was miserable, but it was a great night.
It was a great night. It was very fun. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not missed about anything else.
Hey, grateful and blessed about the Discord, which we are now up to. Listen to this.
How many?
Man, I really thought this was going to work. I thought you click on this thing and it tells you.
Mm.
We're up to 636 members on the Down to Dunk Discord. And if you are still wondering if you should get on, listen to this. We have a channel called Podcast Highlights. And yesterday I started taking requests. And this was so hard to figure out how to do because you cannot search for these videos on YouTube, which honestly, thank God. But what I figured out you can do is I could search for J Banana at Down to Dunk on Twitter,
Yeah.
and then find someone, thankfully, one of our Down to Dunk listeners who commented that day, and then could link back and find the YouTube video.
Wow.
And so I've started adding clips.
Wait, so will you'll still have to go through the entire podcast to find that segment?
Yeah, but I can do it pretty fast.
Oh.
If I know what I'm looking for. If it's something like visual like that where he's
Yeah.
ripping off the top of a banana. But I clipped yesterday Jay ripping off the top of a banana, Luke trying to do
that's fun.
play-by-play,
Mm-hmm.
but doing it as the color man instead of the play-by-play man. Terrible either way. We also did Casper's Uncles, a very famous part. And so if you have any requests, let me know, because now I kind of know how to find stuff. We only started doing video like in 2017, I think.
Yeah.
Really?
So we can't go super far.
Yeah.
But some of the
that's
stuff we do have, which I think it's kind of fun to collect it all in one place. So all that to say, check out the Discord.
Yeah.
It's cool. I was just telling them I haven't really been getting on Discord before this last week or so because it's confusing to me, just because I haven't used it.
Yeah.
But now that I'm using it and understanding it more, I really like it. I'm really enjoying it.
And it's very fun during games. We've been getting a pretty good crowd for every game.
Yeah.
And it's just nice being around just Thunder fans. And
Yeah.
you can talk some trash on the other team and don't have to worry about people getting in your mentions.
Yeah.
You just have some fun with some like-minded individuals.
Group think. We need a little bit
It's
more
fun.
group think these
Yeah.
days,
Yeah.
because we went too far away from that.
And
Yeah.
honestly, like doing something like Slam and Jam, like you kind of have to.
Yeah.
You have to like look at every team like as
Yeah.
you would as a fan.
Mhm.
And so you try to be positive about every fan. But deep down, like I'm still the same person that like hates the
course.
Houston Rockets and all these other teams.
No doubt.
And so Discord allows me that ability.
Yeah.
Get back to
That's
my
good.
core being.
Cool.
It's good. Thanks so much for listening to our show. Merry Christmas to everybody. We'll have shows next week, just as normal. So go listen to the Athletic NBA show's Christmas special that dropped this morning.
Yeah.
We did trivia with J.E. Skeets of No Dunks.
J.E. Skeets.
It was very fun. So there's it's like an hour and 20 minutes of NBA content all across the board from the entire network. It's very fun to put together. It's a very fun show. So please go listen to that. Enjoy your Christmas, and we will talk to you guys again on Monday.